we thought let's try doing something in this area where we connect home chefs who are really good at cooking where restaurants were closed. So we thought, ki, why not make a platform for home chefs and provide food to the people who are looking for hygienic and homemade food. So this was a gap which we saw existed in the society, where people were looking for customized food. Like people were thinking, ki, no, I don't want this. I want this without this. Like suppose Odia food, people must be knowing santura. So people were like, santura mujhe khana hai without brinjal. Small customized. So these were many needs which people were asking, and people were like, I don't want oily food. I don't want masaledar food. And meanwhile, on the other hand, there were many home chefs. Like in every city, every society, there will be someone who is really good at cooking, but they don't know how to get benefited with that cooking skills which they are gifted. So that's when we thought of starting Chef Junction, which is a platform for home chefs where people can place order from home kitchens and get homemade hygienic food delivered at their doorsteps.
Okay, thank
That's
you.
nice. That's
Yeah,
nice.
yes, Saikat is back.
Yeah,
So
sorry,
yes,
sorry
Saikat, I
for
was
the
asking.
interruption. Actually, that was a technical glitch, and we don't have any hands on the technical situations. Sorry for that. So right now, I want to say everyone that we are live. We are live in the four platforms, and welcome to my startup yatras in association with Libers Club's Coffee Break Saturday. So Coffee Break Saturday is a journey, is a thing where every startup founders, every co-founders, every entrepreneurs comes here. We invite them, and we generally ask them about their journey, how their journey is, and how they came up with the ideas, and what exactly the product is, what exactly their startup is. And you know what, right now we have a massive opportunity of market. We have many startups who are coming, where budding startups are coming, budding entrepreneurs are coming, but they don't have the resources exactly, how they will feel exactly in the market, how where they should go for the market resources, where they should go for help. So yes, we are providing the platform, and with the help of such organizations like Atal Incubation Center Nalanda. uh, of course, I personally know Mr. Durga. So Durga sir is here. So thank you, Durga sir, for being here. And of course, we also have the CEO of AIC NITF. So we are very privileged to have you, sir, here. So yes. So with the consent of yours, let's start the session. So it's an informal session, as I told earlier. Also, we will interact with each other. We'll try to find the most out of the informations. And yes, let's start. So first of all, I'm welcoming our three guests. So Mr. Ranjan Baishak, who is a founder at easytask.io. Welcome, Ranjan sir. Mr.
Thank
Suryanshu
you.
Panda. Yeah, of course. Thank you so much for being here. It's such an honor. So Mr. Suryanshu Panda is the CEO of Chef Junction.
Hi, thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. And Mr. Jasdeep Singh, founder at Transport Simple.
Hello everyone, thanks for having me here.
So the concern, so we are live here, and we are starting the interview into the interaction. So first question is not a question, is the most amazing word that I always ask to every entrepreneurs: how you are here and why you are here. So what is the niche behind your startup? Why you started your startup? Why an entrepreneur? So starting with Mr. Ranjan Baishak. So why you're an entrepreneur, and how you became an entrepreneur?
Yeah. Uh, so that is a tough question, but I'll try to explain as much as possible. Yeah. So let me first introduce myself. Myself, Ranjan Kumar, and I represent a company called EasyTask.io Inc. And so I started my journey in early 2017. So before that, I was with Juniper Network. And in the Juniper Network, I was in a technical position, director position, and there I was working with the marketing team. So I know exactly in the when we are in marketing and how much it makes sense to continue the discussion with a customer, because I know that most of the sales team, they spend a lot of their time on data entry and data management, but they spend less time on actual customer
Correct.
interaction. So that is where that was in my mind. And around 2019, I met my ex-colleague Sangeeta. She is based out of Canada, and so she and me, we are working together with Wipro in early 2000.
Mm-hmm.
So she was also interested. She had a marketing agency in Canada. She is a
Correct.
Canadian citizen, and so I have a startup in Bangalore. So we decided we'll join hands together, and that is where the idea of EasyTask IO started. And we took almost 2 years to bring it to life. And now this company EasyTask.io Inc. It's registered in Canada, Ontario State. And the objective of the solution is how we can use automation to help the sales team. Because if you take a look at the efforts put by a sales team,
Mm-hmm.
the sales team hardly spends one third of their time on sales. So rest two third goes to data entry, record management, email, phone, all the other activities.
Mm-hmm.
So if we can at least automate one third again, then the sales will increase, their productivity will increase, and that is where the EasyTask IO comes into picture.
Correct.
And so our development team in Bangalore, and we have available in web, iOS, and Android platform. And so that is the story behind bringing this application at this stage. And if
That's
you take a
great. That's
look at
great.
the CRM sales market, it's quite crowded, quite crowded. There are so many players, starting from big players like Salesforce to new entrants like us.
Yes.
So, but still, there are a lot of scope available. And the MSME sector, the small and medium enterprises,
Mm-hmm.
they're absolutely right now manually using the sales process or Excel sheet. So, because what happens, they are not able to use any tools. Either it's expensive or it's difficult to use or it's not customizable. So we have spent a lot of time on these activities. So, based on all these findings, so we brought this tool. And I think, yeah, that's that's where we are now. And yeah, we have got customers across globe. Yeah, before I conclude, I also was part of AIC NITF accelerator program, I
That's
think
great. That's
last year,
great.
and I thank them for giving us the opportunity. Yeah, yes, yeah, that's it till
Yeah, of
now.
course, of course. We also thanks them, because of them you are here, and we are learning so much
Mhm.
from you. So yes, it's
Not
an honor to be here. And yes, so the same question I am rolling to Mr. Jasdeep Singh about how you are here and why you are here.
Yeah. How we are here, I believe, thanks to the exposure by AS in Alanda, we are here. And why we are here, it's mainly because of our journey. So I graduated from SIM Chennai in 2015, then joined a data analytics company named Mu Sigma. Worked over there
Great.
for almost 2 years, working with multinational companies, helping them churn their data and look into the meaningful outcomes. Then was not very interested to a job and wanted to do something on my own. So joined my family business. My family business is mainly into manufacturing and logistics. That time we had a very small arm of logistics where we had around 7 commercial vehicles, and at this point we have over 60 commercial vehicles. So when we were managing a commercial vehicle, I saw a problem that okay, the business is growing, the revenues are increasing, but
Correct.
also the expenses. But there was no such solution which was helping the industry manage it in a better way. Everyone वही पुराने तरीके से pen paper
Correct.
खाता में चल रहा. So that's where we saw a problem that okay, I come from a data science background and
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the industry which I'm trying to understand, and I understood to a good extent. So from there, the journey started to build a solution for any fleet owner or transporter to
Mm-hmm.
manage the entire business from one single spot. That's the journey of Transport Simple, how it started. In Transport Simple, what we do is we help any kind of fleet owners or transporters to
Mm-hmm.
manage the entire business from one single spot. It includes your invoicing, billing, maintenance, any kind of thing
Great.
from one spot.
Great. Great.
That's the base what we are doing. And on top of it, we are trying to utilize the data which we're generating over here and our data science knowledge to provide multiple value added services, which mean, let's say you're using Transport Simple to manage your administration. Tomorrow, when we have collaborated with certain automobile manufacturers. So if you go to the automobile manufacturer, your invoicing, your bills and all will directly come to Transport Simple and it'll show you the expenses report. From Transport Simple, you can directly do the insurances. We have collaborated with the like aggregators, companies like Blackbug, Blowhorn, and all. So from
Mhm.
here, you can directly book the services over there, and you can simply billing and all will happen in Transport Simple. So bottom line, with enterprise solution as core, we are trying to create a ecosystem where each and everything for a vehicle owner and a transporter can be done from a single spot. Yeah, that's what it's very complicated thing which you're trying to
It's
do.
amazing.
Yeah.
Basically, it's amazing. It's a revolution for the transport sector, and also I think this is not only about the transport sector. We can always implement in every sector. So I think this is the starting of yours, and you will find your niche perfectly in every sector. No doubt about that.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's what we are planning. So that's why we kept the name Transport Simple. If we go to some other industry, it's gonna be, let's say, manufacturing simple
Uh-huh.
or jewelry simple. We are gonna go toward the simplicity of that particular vertical rather
Mhm.
than providing a holistic solution for everyone.
That's good. That's good. That's good. And good to know that our platform is the platform where you just announced this thing that you are, expected expecting to increase your companies and your operations. So that's great. Thank you so much. So
Thank you.
over to Suryanshu Panda. So exactly, I when I came here, that you were speaking about your journey, your company. So keeping it brief. So exactly, why you became an entrepreneur and how you started Chef Junction.
So why I became entrepreneur, like always, I since my college days, I always used to be part of different kind of business competitions which were hosted by different universities. So that always attracted me, and whenever I came out with new solutions for some existing problems, that always excited me. Like, yeah, I'm people are appreciating it, and I am able to solve something. So
Correct.
that always gave me a good vibe. So from that college time, I always wanted कि नहीं future में corporate ठीक है देखेंगे, but I will sometime try doing something of my own. But I never knew that it will come so soon. When COVID pandemic got hit, job offers were revoked from big organizations, and after that, I was just sitting home. But there is something like एक दरवाजा बंद होता है तो और एक दरवाजा खुल जाता है. So
खुल
that
जाता
was
है. Exactly.
that same thing happened with me. And when we were sitting, I was sitting with my partner, so this idea came up that let's try something. So this was a very raw idea of like to provide good food to people. That was the very raw idea.
Yes.
And from there we started researching about the home chefs concept, because home chefs like that was not a very known term to people. So we started aggregating home chefs. We started with like one or two home chefs at first, then did research, then started onboarding more and more chefs. And then people started accepting Chef Junction when people were looking for homemade hygienic food. So whenever someone asks Chef Junction kya hai, so in simple terms, if anyone asks me, I can say Zomato Swiggy आप यूज करते हो. Zomato Swiggy में जैसे रेस्टोरेंट्स एनलिस्टेड होते हैं, शेफ जंक्शन आप अगर खोलोगे आपको होम शेफ्स एनलिस्टेड मिलेंगे. So that's we are also a food delivery platform with a USP.
That's great. That's great. In
That's
fact, I
Chef
think
Junction.
in the time of pandemic, all the talents of chefing and all the talents of cooking was evolving in between us. Like everyone was cooking. I know many people that learned
So
cooking from that current point of time.
we just acted as a catalyst and encouraged them ki you have the talent, you have the passion, just have the business skills. We are there to provide you business skills, and we have 0.001% of marketing skills. We will teach you. Do
Correct.
that. Maybe your passion will turn into a business, and it will be a good opportunity for you. So that's how
So
Chef Junction
exactly,
began.
yes, exactly. With your answer and with your words, I remember saying that entrepreneurs are always those person who finds the niche and solution for the society with every problems. So yes, with this quote, I am Saikat Das, the CEO and director for the Early Birds Club Private Limited, all the way from UK, here with you. And right now, I will interact with each and everyone in a form that I will not ask the question. I will just interact with all of you, not on just a singular name, like Ranjan sir or Suryansh sir or Jasdev. I'll just throw a question and I want everyone to answer that questions. So those are the questions that are being faced by many entrepreneurs, many startups, and I want how you tackle those situations, how you tackle those obstacles, and enlighten us with your solutions. So yes, the initial the first question: what was the hurdle and what was the problem you faced while you started your startup? So starting with just the Jasdeep Singh.
Yeah. So yeah, one of my friend has also just joined.
Oh,
So
welcome.
yeah. So the biggest struggle which we faced was we were trying to do something for the industry, which is
Mm-hmm.
we don't even know that things can be done in tech. So every other day, when we go with a product, there is an iteration, there is a go-to-market change and all. And it's been 3 years. We are doing it. Until date, we do get some of the other updates and modifications. And it's a very complex industry which we're trying to solve. Second thing, when we went to market, our whole strategy was around offline sales because
Mm-hmm.
इनको हम online आने के लिए बोलेंगे truck owners को तो that itself is gonna cut our market. And unfortunately, when we went in somewhere on June 2020, COVID was there. तो हमें पूरा ऑनलाइन में स्विच करना पड़ा and had to train people कि भाई ऑनलाइन में डेमोस लो, understand via online mediums and all. So that itself was a good hurdle for us. But fortunately, now with everyone open to Zoom and Google Meet and all, it has become a value add. अब हम लोग के like field visits are less and
Correct.
online demos are more. So that was one of the biggest hurdle for us, and it still continues. Like that's what I just messaged Chef Junction that if I by chance sleep off, then wake me up. I was awake for yesterday whole day and whole night because we had to deliver something
Oh
up.
my God.
So that still goes on, and I don't think in a startup
Entrepreneur's
journey
life.
ever
I can
it's gonna
understand.
stop. Yeah.
So the same question to Ranjan Baisakh.
Yeah, that is a good question. So
We
it's
want
a
the
different
solution
for
also
different
because, of course,
industry.
I know that you faced many problems. You are like sitting over in India and you are doing the business over there. So exactly, what's the solution for your problem?
Yeah, so when you are developing a technologies-based solution, then your problem is compounded because at that time you are competing with some big players. So that is the most important thing. And unless until you have some visible, unique value proposition,
Mm-hmm.
then it would be extremely difficult. So that is where everything boils down to. So that is the reason we spend a lot of time on studying our competitors quite closely. You know what we did? We created account, maybe fake account, in all of our competitors, product, and we tested him. And some of the competitors they did not have the free user, so we paid and we an account we opened an account and we went through all of their features, and then we try to get the cherry picks and try to develop that. And our
Correct.
product, the feature list is something that will definitely help the sales team. That is the first part, the technology
Perfect.
solution. The second part is R&D. Like if you are using automation AI, then you need to have a team that is very sound technologically. So and to solve that, what I did, I had contacts in major big universities.
Mm-hmm.
So I got the cherry some interns.
Mm-hmm.
So I paid them some nominal amount per month, and they work for me. That help us a lot. So that is the second thing. And third thing is fund. The fund is most crucial part of it when you have we are developing a product,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to think many times before you jump into entrepreneurship. because absolutely in the beginning you'll be thinking, wow, it's a good, but absolutely after a couple of years, you'll feel like, why did I come here if your product does not work? So that is absolutely correct. So, but all the aspiring entrepreneurs, just keep in mind the fund. And if you have some liabilities like a home loan or house loan, a vehicle loan or any other liabilities, then definitely think many times before you jump into entrepreneurship.
Okay. Yes,
Anyway,
of course. I
long
know
story short,
you are not giving a negative aspect, but of course you are giving
yes,
a
yes,
practical aspect. That
practical. That is what I
before,
have gone
yeah,
through,
because we
and
always think that we will be an entrepreneur and no, just starting off an idea. Okay, I had an idea, I will implement it, and da is my organization, that's it. We don't have the courtesy, and we don't have the exact information also, like what is the journey. We always throw the destination is our organization, we will find it, okay, done, my idea is this, so we will find the revenues and fundings and everything, but we don't know how exactly the life is and how exactly we have to work for it.
absolutely, yeah, that is the main part. And yeah, so and the networking that will help you a lot. If you have a good network, that will absolutely help you. So what happened in my case, I get in contacted with one of my ex-colleague from Wipro, and we just decided join hands, and she sponsored, or she did some funding so that the development cost is shared. So, and I that is where it helped me a lot, and I am pretty much good in hands-on, so I do a lot of coding, so that helped us a lot. And yeah, so past couple of years were quite it was struggle.
Hmm.
Then we got couple of more partners. We got a partner from Netherlands. Also, we got a partner from other countries. That helped us a lot. So in the beginning, getting a
Great.
paid pilot from customers is helped us a lot, and that is where we are. So these are the couple of things that I have learned it, and I think yeah, I have a couple of other things in mind, but I'll tell subsequently. So this is what the biggest challenge I had faced in my entrepreneurial journey, and this is how I came over it. Yes, yes, cycle.
So so that's why I love so much this coffee break Saturday, because we come to know many things and we're learning like step by step, we're also learning, and our viewers also learning from you. Yes, of course. So getting back to Mr. Suryanshu Panda, so can you tell me like what is this biggest problem you faced and what was the solution of that?
Yes. So when we started, the market was heavily, we all know, was entirely dominated by Zomato and Swiggy.
Correct.
Food delivery in India, anyone, even a roadside vendor, if you ask food delivery, they will say Zomato or Swiggy.
It's the kind
So
of
everyone
monopolies
is,
going on. Yeah.
yeah. So like it's completely a duopoly going on in the entire country. So whenever people think of ordering food, they think like, yeah, Zomato, Swiggy is there. We'll just place the order. It will come in 30 minutes or 40 minutes. So that's the timeline which people are used to. Ki, we will get it. So when we started, we have no doubt we have a, very big USP that it's homemade hygienic food which we are providing to the people.
People.
So the major hurdle was like educating people about it. And in our business, we have a pre-order system, like 2 hours pre-order. So we had to educate people that why they need to wait for 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you want some good thing, you need to have like a bit of time. You have to give a bit of time to the chef to prepare food. So that education part was a big hurdle which we had. So the that thing, how we came out as what was our solution, we entirely planned our marketing in that particular way, where everywhere, wherever you go, we will be highlighting our USP. So what happened initially was people started getting used to, if we are placing order before 2 hours, we will get good quality food. So 2 hours is worth waiting.
Correct.
So that was the result which came out from the people. So that's how the entirely the marketing, proper target, segmented marketing was our
Mm-hmm.
solution, which we had. That suppose this particular age group, this is the marketing strategy which we have to implement, so that this is the result which we can expect. So that was the biggest challenge, hurdle which we try to overcome.
So with the hurdle, like you said that you know teaching and make them learn about what exactly you are doing, and the learning curve. So by this, I remember that Jasdeep, you just told me that your entire business aspect is kind of complicated, and it's a new thing in the industry. So how you came up with this learning curve, and how you make everyone aware about what you are doing, and how will make the profitability in terms of monetary and in terms of business.
Yeah. So when we started, the major chunk, like I said, was the learning curve being steep. So we introduced entire thing. The first thing which we did was when we are selling the product, we said that okay, we will divide the subscription into two parts. One, you pay a very small amount, okay, and then for everyone, सबको ये था कि okay, you will give the money, you'll take the money and run away. You won't give the services and all those things. So what we said is we'll ask for a small amount, just give that small amount. My team will be entire touch with you for the whole month.
Mm-hmm.
If you like the product in the whole month, if your training is going well, then pay the entire amount. So this is like a small token amount. That give a token of trust for them. कि ठीक है, for me, the much important is that amount because the time my team is spending on training you is obviously much more than the money you're paying me. So because of that trust, people started paying the small amount and the learning curve was increasing. Secondly, the major difference which we did was simplicity. By simplicity, it means like the reports which we are giving, we started sending reports on WhatsApp. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the moment reports are sent on WhatsApp, we started charging even 3x, 4x of a competitor. But people were happy because उनको कहीं जाना नहीं है. They are getting everything in WhatsApp and we send a report at morning 4 o'clock. So before you wake up, you report सामने है and you can simply call your drivers and ask
That's
what is
nice.
happening.
That's nice.
So that was one other thing which we did. And thirdly, we understood, like after some time of our journey, we understood that Indian SaaS ecosystem is not ready to pay. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Indian SaaS is not ready to pay, and they're not going to pay a huge amount of money. So
Correct.
if we completely like have a business model focused on SaaS, we are never going to make money. So we focus on two different things. One is we started going to international market,
Mm-hmm.
and second is in Indian market our whole purpose was we need to collect data. We need as many vehicle owners and transporters in our system with minimal cost possible, and we will provide them the value added services. For example, let's say I ask you कि ठीक है, for one vehicle's annual subscription you have to pay me 800 rupees. Okay, this becomes a huge cost for them and they are reluctant to pay this. Okay,
Correct.
on the other hand, I give them an insurance, or which I make a per vehicle I make 10,000 rupees. They don't mind. So that's where we move toward the different direction to save our cost and increase it, like what you asked, how do you make the profits? So our profits are going to be from the value-added services which we are providing. And same way when you're collaborating with the transit loans, automobile service providers. So these are the places where we are going to make the profits.
So I can understand that you are want to be the one-stop solution for every like transport services and everything, right? So if someone comes to you, and you will be the solution for every problems of them. So it's like a one-stop platform for them, that they don't need to rush here and there. They will get everything in their phone, in their WhatsApp, within a minute.
Exactly. So what we say in our presentation deck is there are hundreds of companies which are trying to advance the logistics industry at this point of time with billions of investment. There are hundreds of companies which are trying to advance the logistics industry.
Mm-hmm.
We are trying to advance the industry owners. So with bringing everything into a single point, we are giving them that comfort and ease that the people who are 10 graduate at max, the vehicle owners and transporters, they
Correct.
can't go to 15 different applications, run on here and there before deciding which trip is the best for them. So we want everything to come into a single platform. It's a far-fetched dream, obviously. We have not reached to that level at this point.
Correct.
But we want everything to come into a single point so that the
Mm-hmm.
decision making is easier and faster for them.
No, that's good, because you just started, and while starting, you find that how to keep your steps, and what are the planning and agenda of yours, and it is being very clear to the customers also. So for the learning curve is, I can say that okay, it's not step, it will be in a point that the customers will find their like purpose of being your client. And yes, of course, with the client and with the unique proposition. I have the question for Ranjan Baishag also, like what exactly
Also,
your value
I'd like to add
proposition.
one thing over here, just a
Uh-huh.
small point.
Yeah,
So
of course,
this is
please,
something
please.
which was told by one of my mentor. So it's for every entrepreneur. When you're starting to build your solution, never fear to keep your ideas a secret. That is the biggest mistake you can do. Because if you're not sharing your ideas with people around, you're not getting an outcome. You're not getting a feedback. And if that idea was like, if it was supposed to be done by anyone, they can do it. It's an open idea. Anyone can do anything. So if you try to keep your idea secret, you are actually downgrading your own learning. So try to share with everyone possible. Whomsoever I meet, I tell them 100% of what I am doing. If you can copy, copy. You can see what I know till now. You cannot do what I'll be doing tomorrow. So keep
Correct.
that in mind and share with everyone.
I think this is the best thing that we heard right now and till now, because of course, people nowadays who are having an idea always like so much worried about. I won't tell that idea to everyone. I don't want to express my ideas. I am very much shy also, and of course, I am very much afraid that someone will copy me. How can someone will copy your future ideas? If you don't
Exactly.
tell the idea, that means you are not clear with your ideas. Exactly right. So yeah,
That's true.
thank you so much for the insight. And yes, of
Yeah,
course,
yeah.
to
Just
Ranjan
wanted
Mani.
to add to what Jasdeep said. Yeah, that is absolutely correct. So everybody has a baby, but how you nurture it, that differs.
Correct.
So you make your baby a doctor or engineer or a teacher. So everybody is a baby, but how you nurture that differs. So it doesn't matter whether you expose your idea or not. Let them take your idea, but how they execute it, that matters.
Exactly.
Correct. Correct.
Share your idea, not your strategy.
Correct.
Yeah, correct, correct.
The strategy is always in your head. You can't simply give
Yes.
them. So
Exactly.
with going with the unique proposition, what's your unique proposition? How did you tackle? Because right now the market is having so many tech companies, right? With various technologies, upcoming technologies, and yes, you are competing with international markets. So international market do have an exposure and variety of platforms. What you are doing. So how did you find your unique proposition and what is it exactly?
Okay, yeah. So in the beginning, we are absolutely clueless. Honestly, I don't know exactly how we'll differentiate. But what happened? We got one prospect, and his problem was the Monday when he comes to the office, he had 1,400 emails, and those are inquiries about sales. So his problem is how can I automate? So that is where we try to make ourselves a differentiating different by
Mm-hmm.
using that as an opportunity. So what we
Correct.
did, we have a CRM, we built a sales automation. On top of that, we built a email module. So
Correct.
that will be configured, and you provide the keywords. Let's say you are talking on real estate. So the inquiries might be if there is any apartment in Joydev Bihar. I'm just talking Bhubaneswar, or if there is any apartment available in Salisbury Bihar. So these are the typical inquiries. So if we develop a machine learning module that will work on your emails, and then it will fetch all the emails.
Mm-hmm.
Those are especially based on the inquiries and extract the name, phone number, email, and it will create a lead,
Mm-hmm.
and it will make the lead available in the CRM.
Mm-hmm.
So that means you do not need to go through these 1,400 emails in the morning when you
Oh,
come.
tedious job.
So instead,
Tedious job.
we help them to create their own, filters. We call it machine learning, but they call it filters. And our system, back in the back end, it will process all these emails and will give you the leads. That is where we found our, uniqueness.
That's great because yes, of course. While I'm seeing this thing, the solutions that are bringing in the market, you are just removing the pain from every clients and customers. Because Jasdeep is giving a report on 4 a.m. in the morning, and you are giving like the solution for every mailing and every documentations without going through like thousands of mail, thousands of bumped up messages. So that's great. Coming to you with the same question, but the question will be like different for Suryanshu. So what exactly you got the clue for fighting with the crowd of customers? Because when you are starting your journey, I think it was going in pandemic. So in pandemic you have your idea but you don't have the market, you don't have the customers, right? So what exactly was the lost preposition and what exactly your founding preposition? that okay, I have the idea, this is my plan, and we have to execute. So how you came up with that?
True. As you said that when pandemic was there, everything was closed. Like we had an idea, but due to lockdown, we were not able to go out and talk to people and share about ideas. Like this is my idea. What? How shall we proceed? So those everything was lacking.
Mm-hmm.
But what we did was what came to our rescue was social media, like the different social media platforms.
Mm-hmm.
So we knew that like few food bloggers or few food pages like
Mm-hmm.
home chef pages, they create pages on Instagram. So they were our first target. We knew that yeah, we need these people so that we can start something. Like first we wanted to know
Correct.
the practicality that will the home chefs be able to do business, because someone is there at home, she or he is just good at preparation of food. Will he or she be interested for doing business, or will he or she invest something to start something?
Exactly, exactly. Because at the time
So,
of pandemic, people do lost their job also, and
exactly.
of course the salary was cut short. So at that point of time, searching
Nobody.
and thinking for new things, it's a great, like, big thing for them.
Exactly. So what we did was we came out with zero like investment thing. So if anyone X person is a good home chef or a chef, we told them every expense will be borne by us. The only expense which you have to bear is a FSSAI license, like the basic government license that you
Mm-hmm.
have to bear. So this was like आप बिना खर्चा में आप start करो business, like with zero investment you start a business. We will guide you and do everything for you. You just start experimenting. So we injected this business idea in the people's mind, like,
That's
who
good. That's
was
good.
sitting idle and who was just good at cooking. So from there we started getting responses like, yes, this is something new, this is something interesting, let's try. So food home chefs, from there, by injecting this idea, we started onboarding. So we taught them, we provided them creatives which they can share in their market.
Mm-hmm.
So this was the first step. And then how we came with the first set of customers, what we did was we targeted a small society. So what happened in that society? We knew that there are COVID patients who are looking for, who are isolated and looking for food,
Food. Mm.
but restaurants are closed. So we pitched our idea. We just sent like hand cards to them. Like, why don't you try for free? Don't You don't need to pay. You just have food for free. And like, would you continue this? So we were shocked. Like with we started with a set of 50 families, out of
Mm-hmm.
which 10 to 12 converted as our regular customers, and till
That's great.
date they are ordering from us.
That's
Till
good.
date.
That's good.
So that was the conversion which made us realize, no, we have to do this. And then from one society, word of mouth, it went to another neighboring society.
Correct.
And from that, and the first society where we catered free food, from there we got another chef. So
Amazing. Amazing.
so that's how we exponentially like we increased the business and the set of customers and home chefs. So
That's
in
great. That's
pandemic
great.
also,
That's great.
in because it was lockdown, so delivery people were also not allowed initially.
Mm-hmm.
So at that time also, that was also our very big trouble, because dinner time is somewhere between 8 to 9, and lockdown was up to 6 at that time initially. So what to do? So we had to like get special permits. So that was, but later on, due to, thanks to Zomato and Swiggy, the game changed and government allowed food delivery as essential services. So that happened later, but initially for I guess 1 month it was a very big trouble
Yes,
for
that
all
was. That
food
was.
delivery platforms.
In
So
fact,
yes.
when you say that everything comes around the budget, everything comes around the money. So, yeah, people always fear about money. People always fear about their budget, how their expenses are going on. So, talking about money, I come to the main part of startup is the funding. So exactly, I'll start from Jasdeep. Jasdeep, I know you just heard the funding word and you are thinking something. So I want to know what was exactly the pain point and how you arranged your funding. And what is the needs that you want to provide to each and everyone about if someone wants to start a company like you, how they go back to the funding part? And is it bootstrapping? Is it the VCs? Or is it the way you want it?
Yeah. So at this point, we have not raised any funds. We are completely bootstrapped, but we have started a journey of fundraising. And few like one thing which was clear for me was I'll go for fundraising when we have a clear product ready and a
Mhm.
roadmap ready. Because if you go for funding before that, then you're only gonna do what the investor is gonna say because you both are coming with the idea. But if you go with the product, then you're going with the product. So there's a clarity that okay, this is what we want to do, and this is the direction which we want to follow. So
Mhm.
even if for us it's going to be a seed round, but
Mhm.
it's not a pre-seed or very early stage where we don't even know what we are going to do.
Correct.
That's one thing. And second thing is much more important than funding is incubation and mentorship. So we recently got associated with AIC, but before that we also associated with IM Bangalore, NSRCell, and they both and AIC and IM Bangalore have given us a lot of learning to be focused and persistent because when you are over there with so many other startups who are in like journey of 1 or 2 years ahead of you, you
Correct.
learn a lot. You learn a lot from your seniors in startup journey, and they don't let you give up. So that's also very mentorship is much more important than funding. And my funds are mainly coming from our family business at this point of time. Let's
Correct.
hope to raise a fund round soon.
And of course, like you have said that if you don't have the correct deliverance and roadmap, so you will eventually end up with expanding and like spending eventually, I can say, all the money, and you have to be the burden of your startup and to say what happens to the money of VCs, what happens to the money that you have been provided. So if you don't have any clear roadmap, you can't manage the money also. So money is not the thing. It's always about the planning, is always about the strategy that you are uh, giving the agenda for. And of course, how you will use that money, because eventually you have to pay them back. And if you are not
Exactly.
paying them back, it's nothing but you are selling your company, you are selling your baby. So yes, of course, thank you so much for enlightening us about that. Coming towards Ranjan Baishak about the same question, and he is laughing. Yes, please, sir. What exactly you want to say?
Yeah, so the you need font because when you have a seeded germinating, it
Mhm.
needs all these water and natural vitamins to grow. The
Mhm.
pond is the exactly for a startup.
Correct.
So it is a two-way strategy. The first strategy is I try to minimize the expenditure during the deployment. I try to minimize a lot. The second is I use my networks to get the customers in the beginning, and that helped me a lot. And maybe it's a luck or maybe I don't know, but I get in the collaboration with my one of my co-founder, and she helped me on this. So that's why I didn't feel of need of a fund till now. We are bootstrapped, and yeah. So my co-founder is trying to get some funds from government of Canada. They have some that's the reason we registered a company in Canada so that we will get some funds from there.
Mhm. Mhm.
So that is the hardest part of it.
So, what do you think that a startup should raise their fund initially, seed fundings, or exactly they have to go for product, or they should wait? What do you think about that?
So, but this is two. But there is a two thing associated. Let's talk about your product development. If you have a larger, long product development cycle, then better you think about in the beginning how the fund will come. If you're going to a investor, they'll take major portion of your company, and your product development will be get a little bit of distracted. That is the first
Distorted?
part. And second
Yeah.
part is if you have a B2C or something like which does not need to have a longer product cycle, then
Mhm.
it's better to go to a investor the moment you get some traction. So this is the two way going to the investors.
Correct.
But
The
keep in
answer was
mind, going
ambiguous,
to the
but yes, of
investor
course,
should
it
be
was
your last
practical.
option. Yeah. So going to the investor should be your last option.
Because are you ready to give a part of your startup to anyone else, or are you ready to act accordingly?
Yes, yes,
Are
yes.
you ready to just do whatever they want or not? Yeah.
Hmm.
So the same question to you, Mrs. Suryanshu. So what exactly was your niche for the funding, and how you whether you bootstrapped, and as you said that your proposition is don't spend anything, we will spend everything for you, and you just have to uh, carry your FSI certificate. So how you did that?
So till now, Shell Junction is completely bootstrapped, but the major point is initially what I personally think. Initially, first people have a thought that it's a myth. Like you are starting a startup, you need funds. So we have people have to understand the point where the funds is required, because initially when Shiv Junction started, we were completely doing a pilot run in a very small scale, like in a very small part of the city. So we first got the first set of customers and developed our application. Then we got ourselves prepared. Now like currently I can say that yes, now we are prepared enough to get the investment. So currently we are in talks with investors with the help of AIC. So that's our current stage. But initially the entire thing was the revenue which was coming from the customers. We were trying to rotate that only. So that was the initial strategy for Shiv Junction.
Perfect, perfect. I think yes, everyone like about the mentorship, because we have AIC also here, and uh, Divjyoti sir and Durga sir being so worried about every startup, and they always help them. They always help for studying up into a place. So my question is right now, how exactly the mentorship changed you, and what you are expecting more from the mentorship and incubation? Because yes, I think you said many thing about mentorship, you said many thing about how they changed your perspective and how you know your agenda right now. So exactly we want to know what exactly the elements of mentorship is, and what is it exactly for changing your startup ideas. So starting
uh,
with Jasdeep.
Sure. Yeah. So, like few things which like mentorship helped us starting from when we started a journey. First thing is it gives you a clear direction. Key that yes, no. Otherwise, you always be in the middle. Ki, "ठीक है, should we do this? Should we not do this?" But and you waste a lot of time and
Mm-hmm.
money.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have proper mentors in your place, they'll properly give you that okay, this should be done, this should not be done. So that's one of the most important thing. The decision
Correct.
taking. They help you in the early stage of decision taking.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, like I said earlier, also they keep you motivated. Like since we are associated with AIC, Durga's like I, although he's always busy and is do not reply very often, but he's always there. I'll call you back, and he always gives us some motivational thing, and he definitely calls back after one day or one or other day, and he will ask, "ठीक है, क्या चल रहा है? What was the thing? Why you call?" So that helps, and we know that okay, we can reach out to someone if we have any problem, and okay, and something can be addressed, something can be there. Even CEO is also helping, like Chef Junction, he also said CEO is helping us for getting raising funds. So the direction and path, we as entrepreneurs, as the founders, can understand our industry and our product.
Correct.
But that is very much different than what the startup structure and ecosystem is. So that learning is very much important from such incubation centers and mentors. That is the biggest help which you get.
So how you maintain your niche for to be, as we always say, to be hydrated and to be motivated. So how you be became like a person to be motivated enough, because as you said, you have to work hard, you have to do many things. As an entrepreneur, I can understand that entrepreneur's life is not easy. How you motivate yourself?
So, like Ranjan sir said, it's a very long journey, and you need to be sure of a lot of things. So, like every month and on 31st, when you pay a huge amount of salary, you realize that you have to work a little harder so that next month you pay less. So that's the biggest motivation you get. And apart from it, if you know, like I belong to the industry, so I very well know how big the problem is and what we are trying to solve. So
Yes.
that even if the sales are not there, even if the team is like struggling, but we are very clear that okay, this is what we want to do. And yes, one more very important thing, Fortunately, I've got a very amazing team. Like my core team, my mean like there's one guy in my team who we call my right hand. Okay, so he's always there. If even if like last night also, since I'll not be available for next few days, we both worked around 36 hours together. He stayed whole night just to make sure when I am not available, the work don't get impacted, and he take care of the entire thing. So that's the level of motivation my fortunately few of my teammates have, and that helps a lot.
I think, yeah,
Yeah.
the team makes it everything. So the same question to you, Ranjan, sir. So what
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
you are being motivated enough, and how mentorship changed your startup ideas?
So I get motivated when I don't have any problem. So I try to solve the problems because I am a techie. So I just make sure that there is no technical issues, and when the
Of course.
technical
Uh-huh.
problem gets solved, I'm happy. And
Correct.
then I read a lot of books. So I have all the books in my iPad. So I read them a lot, and so I do not read all these newspapers. I think that is the the politics is there. I read a lot of books and a lot of the week, the entrepreneurs, the journey, that keeps me motivated and energized. That is the first part. And the second part is, coming to mentorship. Yeah, mentorship. Yeah, sometimes it helps, but sometimes maybe because I'm not I'm not talking negatively, but advice is free, and it depends upon the recipient how you're taking the advice.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you are starting a startup, you have something in your mind. Based on that, you have your startup.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have a mentor, make sure that the mentorship and your startup idea, they should merge together. And it should not be, it shouldn't divert you from your core objective.
Correct.
That is what I, always keep in mind before I go for any mentorship or any advice. So whenever I feel that I am not, getting right, advice, I just, keep it. I do not say anything. Yeah, everything is fine, but
Mm-hmm.
I do not take it. That is the way of interacting with mentors.
Exactly. Always
Yeah,
seeing
that
the
is what
positive
I.
side.
Yes, yes. So that is the, I just take the positive things from the mentorship. And
Mm-hmm.
whenever I feel like it's not helping me on my core, then I just, get out of it. That is what I
Correct.
do.
Correct. Thank you so much for the answer. So, going towards Suryanshu, please enlighten us about your motivation.
Starting with the motivation part, me and my entire team gets highly motivated with the feedback which we get from the customers. So whenever someone calls and tells you that yes, due to you, my food problem was solved, and now I'm not tensed ki aaj raat ko, like aaj raat ko kya khana hai, or what do I need to have to tonight if my cook is not coming, or if anyone is it's a bad thing, but yes, if anyone is into COVID, but what to do
I
initially,
think, yeah, the
like,
food thing is a huge responsibility because we all are
yes,
working for having food. And if
exactly.
someone, like, couldn't have the food, so it's your responsibility to bring the food. Yes, of course. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
We
initial
get
days
it.
we initial days we have received calls, people calling and like highly being tensed and like highly emotional, like we are into COVID and we are trapped, and we don't know, we are not able to go out, and we don't know how to get home cooked food, like home food, good food. So what to do? So those feedbacks, requests, and uh, everything which we get from the customers and chefs, that motivates us a lot, that yes, this is not done, this is a very small thing which we are doing, we need to do a lot. So that's how we encourage ourselves, and my team,
That's
touchwood,
great.
everyone
That's
stays
great.
motivated. And mentorship part, see, one thing I will say, if someone is starting at a very young age,
Mm-hmm.
like us, when me and my partner started the startup, we just
Mm-hmm.
came out from the college. We never saw any corporate world at that time. We didn't know like how this entire business thing works. I'm from a background family, so no, I'm the first person doing a business in my entire family. So
You're breaking the
that kind of,
chain.
yes. So always, in my case, mentorship was highly required, where people and touch. Luckily, we got someone like-minded, like Durga sir. The way when I share the problems and the results which comes out, and when we implement that, so that's where mentorship is required, because mentor is someone who has already seen things,
Correct.
who has already analyzed and know what can be a probable solution. Because if I talk about an incubator, they have a number of startups associated, so they have seen everyone's problem, everyone how they battled it. So when we come out, it's nothing new for them. Just
Correct.
saying, like, for us it can be like, what what next, but not for people who have already seen it and have addressed it earlier. So
Correct.
for our case, mentorship was highly required, and we got it, and it has it has brought a lot of changes, which improved us.
So, see, the thing is, mentorship is always required, and we always try to be motivated every time, but we also have the niche in my mind that, okay, I have the idea, I have my skills, I have my startup goals, so we have to go to the goals. So that's exactly my destination is. So until and unless you are clear with the goal, I think you always have the tendency to distract from the road, from the track. So yes, the goal is also playing an important role in that. So coming to an end with the interaction part. So I would really thank you so much. Thanks to all of you for being here, and we really like found this session so interactive. And yes, so as we have Mr. Durga. Durga sir, can you just say some valuable inputs and insights to us, to the viewers and everyone?
Yeah, thank you, Sakat, and thank you, Jasdeep, Suryansh, and Ranjanji. So it has been a long time since Ranjanji was known, was part of the Samriddhi Acceleration Program, and same was Jasdeep. Save Junction also is a part of our second cohort program, Surge 2.0. And that's how this close ecosystem here in Odisha is developing, coming out of the niche. And we all believe that the journey of a startup is full of risks. And at the same time, every step there's a new hurdle to meet by the way.
Correct.
And it's also because the disruption that every new innovation and new technology is making uh, will have these adaptation issues.
Correct.
In fact, Jasdeep knows very well that we have been struggling for a very simple thing from a very long period of time.
Yes.
As simple as that, which is quite obvious, but to make people understand and get it streamlined has been the challenge. Shuryanshu is doing a great job. At least in the COVID, he had come up with something which is not now restricted to COVID, but has pivoted it all around for any kind of consumers that he believes could be connected with the home chefs. And same with Ranjanji, with the technological intervention that he is trying to make in, will smoothen everything in due course. So let's hope that all these entrepreneurs find their way out and get the best of the ability that our markets, our understanding, our and collaborations can help them out. At the same time, having said that, I believe the ecosystem needs to be a little more geared up, and I congratulate my startup Yatra on this to hold such a briefing or a meeting where startups get to know each other. That is how networking happens. That is how people get connected to each other. There are a couple more startups. Anvesha is also a good friend from another startup, and lot many common names I see in the participants list. So AIC Nalanda would be really grateful to my startup Yatra also. So because our startups coming over this platform and sharing their experiences, this opens up avenues of new networking
Correct.
opportunities, and knowing each other is also a great deal in today's scenario. You never know who comes across of what help for you.
Correct.
So let's know each other. Let's build this ecosystem more closely knitted, and we are there also to help in any manner we can at AIC Nalanda.
Thank
And
you.
thank you. We will
Thank
look
uh,
forward to more such sessions of coffee breaks at it.
Sure.
It's a
So one
pleasure, sir.
last
It's a
thing.
pleasure.
Yeah, one last thing. Yeah, thank you, AIC Nalanda, for in the beginning. So, and when I see Suryan, so I think of this Agrawal from OU. So maybe you grow that much, and you have picked up a good problem statement. Yeah, all the best, and all the best to Jasdeep. Yeah, to all the founders here. Thank you.
That's great. So
Congratulations
we
to
have
everyone over here.
sure. So
Everyone.
we
It
have
was a
Ravi
great
Shankar
session.
Kumar here. Are you here, Ravi Shankar?
Yeah, I'm there. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This side Ravi, and actually, I was itching to have my opportunity to speak from quite long time.
The
So I
dice is
would really
yours.
thank, yeah. So I would really thank PD Priyadarshini. Just he sent me a link, and I was free. I thought to just join because I believe in one theory: poor people work and rich people network. So, and when we say rich and poor, doesn't mean the money, it's all about the knowledge. So, I am from Bangalore right now, and me and Michael Moore from Germany, we met on YC's Y Combinator.
Mm-hmm.
And last 6 months back, we started off with one of the ideas which Michael had 4 years back, which he was heading the Deutsche Bank in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea is all about a platform that connects the remote team throughout their working days. So if you see Zoom, Google Meet, what we are doing right now, so we are just having the conversation, conferences, or a meeting, and after the meeting we'll say bye bye, thank you, and all of that, right? But is there any platform where with your team virtually or remotely you can connect throughout the day? The answer is no. Do you feel the office experience or spontaneous chat, or how you connect with the team, or you come out from the house home office isolations and bring back the team spirit and spontaneous interactions? The
Mm-hmm.
answer
Mm-hmm.
is no. And what we are doing is, that's why we are not the second Zoom or Microsoft Team or a Google Meet. We are much beyond than that in terms of experience. We did a beta last month. We launched the beta and we have onboarded 34 startups so
That's
far.
great.
Just for your kind information, I had a conversation, me and Michael, AICCGU, which is in Odisha, and we kind of give a demo, and they have promised me to give 10 to 15 free beta startups to use and share us a feedback, because next to next month we are going for the funding, and we have more than 220 hours a day usage, which is like 20 plus companies are using it 10 hours a day
That's
because
great.
they are finding it more productive and all of that. And so I thought, let's connect, and because generally Saturday, Sunday I connect, maybe third wave, coffee bar, YCs, startups, and all of that. And I got an opportunity to listen. I don't know the name because Ranjan sir, I heard him. Jasdeep, I heard. And I think the host was the early bird club. So I
This is
heard
Saikat
Safe
Das
also.
from Alibar's Club. I'm a CEO and director of Alibar's Club and my startup as well.
Yeah, yeah. And prior to this, guys, I was running my own edtech startup, and I have a whole experience working in abroad. I was a business transformation consultant in Oman, very closely working with CEOs. I worked with Standard Chartered Bank. I worked with Neo as a startup fintech. So
Good, good,
carrying
good.
11 years of experience now, last 2.5 years, I am building my own, position somehow in this ecosystem of startup.
That's great. That's good to have you. Good to have you here. And it's a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I just wanted to say something last moment, Saikat. Sorry for
Yeah,
that.
please, please,
Yeah,
sir.
so because
Please.
our application is ready, and I can give freely for 6 months for anybody from this platform,
Mm-hmm.
especially referring to my startup Jatra. I
Mm-hmm.
can give absolutely free for 6 months. They can
Okay.
use it for processing their sales automation, and as many number of teams they can use.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just you can just connect me offline, and I will help you
Of
to set
course, we
up.
will. In fact, you all are in our ecosystem, and everything we will do, everything we will have in our platform, you will get a newsletter or you'll get a notification of that every time. And if anyone comes to us regarding your startups, because I always start with the startups, like how your startup will be helping the customers and all. This is the reason, because we always connect with the customers, we always connect with various startups and co-founders. So whenever they feel an urge that okay, I need that platform, I need that product, so we always make that bridge connection between you and them. So that's a simple thing, and that is the reason we are the biggest ecosystem. We are having the biggest ecosystem right now. And good to have you here, sir. Good to have you all, in
Yeah,
fact.
thank you. Yeah,
So
thank you.
by this, I'm coming to an end. Thank you so much for being here and tolerating me for the past one hour. And thanks, Onisha Ray, for being here with camera on all the time, and making us feel that okay, someone is here to listen us. Thanks for that. And thank you, My Startup Yatra, for the platform. Yes, you are saying something.
Just wanted to thank everyone. Actually, even I'm trying to learn as much as possible. Thanks to Jasdeep to send me the link. It was a really learnable session today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Nice to hear from you. So yes, the last and not the least, thanks My Startup Yatra for giving the platform, and Livers Club Private Limited. So see you. Have a nice weekend. Have a great weekend, and let's connect and network.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, Ravi.
Ravi, let's connect once. I want to know more about your solution.
Yeah, Jasdeep.
Yeah.
Okay, absolutely. So how do we connect Jasdeep?
I'm messaging my number over here. Just we can connect over WhatsApp, and I'm be a part of those groups.
Jasdeep, I'll be connecting you. This is Priyadarshi. I'll be connecting you with Ravi. Not an issue because I know Ravi for last 2 years, 2.5 years.
Sure.
So don't worry. I'll just connect with you. I'll just create a group or I'll share the numbers of Ravi as well as yours so that you guys can take it on.
Yeah, because right now
Beautiful.
we are using Slack for this purpose. So we'd like to know if there is something which we can use.
Actually, Ravi and me was discussing on these things earlier, and I said, okay, you come down and say these things, and I do expect some people. There will be many people or some people who will be needing your solutions. Instead of me saying, you come and say. So this is what we do.
Just to add, we have onboarded Next Wave, which has 150 employees, Hyderabad-based startup by IIT Kharagpur. We have onboarded Interview Vector. They have got Titan Capital funding. Sachin Mittal is very close friend of mine. IIT Guwahati, Interview Vector IAS is what his product is all about. So we have onboarded good startup, and I'm looking forward to have few more tractions, more feedback for us, and so that we can build a great product and we can go for the funding. We have already got 3 investors also, and they are keeping a eagle eye like how we are performing it, how we are building this product to MVP, and then post which we can negotiate on funding part.
Sure,
Amazing,
definitely.
amazing. So that's what I called an platform where we can connect and network. So thank you so much for being here. And yes, Priyadarshi, please help them for connecting and analyze the ecosystem. Thank you so much,
I will.
Durga sir, for being here. And yes, until then, bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you.